from pube hair stabbing the incision. It's true. I figured that out in bed last night. The pube hairs. Hold on. Grab your microphone. We haven't even started, but this is a theory, and I'm going to share it with Dr. Grish. The pube hair is causing the pain in the incision. That is a fact.
Do you want me to go buy you some Nair?
No, I don't want you putting burning chemicals on my wound.
Well, it might help.
No, well, it would be terribly painful. This is a sensitive area there. I showed her. Hey, what do you think of that picture on Zaniacs United of me showing that line?
Yeah,
Did you see that one picture?
It's like
it's horrible.
Yeah.
What's his name? Nick. He screenshot it, and then he probably beat his meat for a couple hours, and then he posted it on Zaniacs United.
It's a little bit on the verge of X-rated, but
yeah, it was way low. Any lower, you would have seen the base of my root.
Not any worse than the way you were walking down the street last night, though.
Okay, we'll get into that in a second. Oh, that was terrible.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, see ya. It is the 11th of January, 2020. No, wait a minute, I got that wrong. It's the 11th of December. It's December 11th, right? Is that what you say? No one says it the way I said it. Wrong and then weird. December 11th, 2020. We are live from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Hotel Room Studio in beautiful sunny Los Angeles, California. The Eric Zane Show Podcast begins now.
Hey everyone, Kenny from Nashville here. And after a long day of listening to some crappy death metal, I like to unwind with the Eric Zane Show Podcast. Yeah. Here's your host, Eric Zane.
Sorry about the audio. Kenny with a little vocal fry there. Welcome in. Officially, this is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Streamed on 3 video platforms. Facebook, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Excuse me. Periscope video brought to you by Blue Frost IT. At Eric Zane Show on Twitter. And then YouTube. Stream it on YouTube, brought to you by F45, Byron Center, Michigan. You can subscribe and hit the notifications bell on YouTube. That way you will know when I go live, okay? Also, the audio podcast is uploaded soon after the video live stream to wherever you download podcasts, okay? All of them. Or just, if you're like, I hate it when I have this discussion with someone. Hey, Zane, oh my God, what are you doing? You've been out of the game forever. Yeah, I've been podcasting. Oh, yeah? Yeah, do you listen to podcasts? No, what's that? And I'm like, how can this be? How can this actually be? And then I'm like, I haven't yet gotten up the nerve to say, never mind. I haven't not yet done that. I'm always like, that's, I basically just sit there and do what I've been doing forever, but you can only listen to it online, a podcast. And they look at me like, what? Like, how can you be so not with it? It's really remarkable to me, but God, it's just a pain in the ass getting people to figure out what the hell I'm doing. I talked to a sweet lady in Albany, New York. Her name is Angela, who I got reacquainted with. And back in the old radio days, big, huge, diehard supporter. And then after that, all that whole shit show blew up in February of 2016. She had no idea that anything had happened. People just you assume that they know, but they don't. So it's like, boy. So if you're just finding the show great, you can download it wherever you get those podcasts. Subscribe, rate, and review, please. I appreciate it. So let me just get to this first of all. I'll tell you that I have a new thing that I'm working on that I'm going to tell you about in just a little bit called the Great Food Giveaway. We had the Great Kidney Giveaway, and that is done. We're leaving today, or tomorrow, I should say. But now we have the Great Food Giveaway, and I'll give you the story behind it. I talked about it with the Patreon folks yesterday, and I'll get to it today on the free podcast. And boy, this has really, really taken off. I'm so happy. We're going to tell that story in a second. I have some vaccine talk. Okay, there's just some thoughts I have about it. Some of you are not going to like it, and it sometimes drives me crazy because I have never really shied away from how I feel about anything, both on the radio and definitely not here. I've always stepped up and said what the hell was on my mind, and let the chips fall as they may. In some cases, I get people who are like, "Oh, you're just too much for me. Fuck you. I can't, what are you doing? What's going on over there? You need the lid for your I don't know where that is. Shoot, sorry, can't help you." But yeah, so this isn't a rant or on my soapbox. It's just I just cannot find. I can't quite get into your head as to why you wouldn't want to take this vaccine. I'm done trying to get into your head as to why you don't want to take this vaccine. But I'm not here to get in. I'm not in here to do that. I'm here to basically give you the update. Because you know what? It's okay. Because if you don't want to take the vaccine, it's okay. We can get this done without you. We honestly can. It doesn't. Not everybody has to be compliant. It would help, but it isn't. It's still jammy time. I see. Look at you and your. Now those the Lilo and Stitch. Are those Lilo and Stitch jammies? I see. Yeah. Okay. Just Stitch. Why Lilo sure got the short end of the stick on that deal. When was the last time you saw Lilo on a? Oh, I know. Stitch is the best, and Lilo's they kind of made that character out to be like a ugly little kid. Lilo is she's a total dog. Are you kidding me? Lilo? Lilo is not cute. All kids are not. She goes, all kids are cute. I don't know, man. Well, you see Lilo. When was the last time you saw Lilo pajamas or a Lilo on a meme? No, nobody even liked Lilo. They only liked Stitch, Yeah, all right. Yeah, I can't hear you if you're not on the microphone, so never mind. All right. I got a cop in Winnipeg, of course, in the Great White North, who pulls over a couple for doing something. I'm not even sure what. It was a minor deal. And the dude's getting the ticket. Or not the ticket. The dude's getting the warning from the cop. This big, burly Canadian cop. Passenger side is girlfriend. Huge mouth. She says to the cop, "Excuse me, why don't you have your mask on?" Oh, this does not go well. Swingers parties. Is now the time to be having swingers parties? Are you that much of an aggressive lovemaker that you have to that you can't set aside the swing? Can't you just have sex with the one person? Maybe do like FaceTime to satisfy your video needs or whatever that, or your need to be around people when you have sex. Have you ever been Donna? Let me ask you this: you ever been in the presence of another person when you had sex?
No.
Okay.
Well, let me take that back. That one time in your dorm room when your roommate was sleeping in the bed next to us.
Yeah, I guess we did. I guess that did. No, I don't really recall what roommate
it was. Herdy.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh God. Wow. I know we do it all the time with dogs on the bed.
Okay, gotta go.
The most profitable person on Cameo needs to be discussed. This is great. It's kind of not really a surprise, considering the show. Hang on, I already need a drink of water. Hang on. I won't cut that out in post. Yesterday on the Patreon, and patreon.com/Eric Zane, it's where I do my extra podcast. I talked about the great food giveaway, which I'll get into here. And then I also, I really wasn't feeling it. I didn't feel good at all because I had just gotten word that Benny, the one-eyed wonder dog, has cancer. So for those of you listening right now, you're like, oh, my God, I cannot believe it. Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog, say it isn't so. And I was very, very, very distraught and very sad. Started to cry. The same old shit you've seen a million times with me. Oh, I got to shut the camera off. I got to go. I can't do it. Okay. I've processed this a little bit, and this is the information I have with less emotion to tell you about, because I finished up the Patreon yesterday, and the decision was made. As soon as I walked in the door, we're going to take him to the vet and get him put to sleep. Have him put to sleep. Go to the Rainbow Bridge. It's not happening. That is not the plan of action. The plan of action is this, because I know you're all very much concerned, because who doesn't love Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog? Oh, my God. From living in absolute squalor and abuse to the frickin' lap of luxury, he hit the frickin' lottery. Okay. He has a type of cancer, and it starts in the lining of the bladder, like on the inside of the bladder. And then what it does is it kind of grows, and then you cannot operate on it. And I learned that like 10, 15 years ago, they just put the dog to sleep right there. It's like, oh, God, put this dog to sleep right now. Right this second, you put this dog to sleep. So, what the concern is if that tumor blocks the ureter where the pee comes out, that's a bad deal. Very painful. That is not the case right now. He can still pee fine. It was just by accident that we discovered this. We would have never have known. So it's kind of good that Jackie was very keen to what was happening there. So I calmed down yesterday, and I learned that there are some treatments, but it's always fatal. But actually, I shouldn't say that, because the research that I did said, and it depended on who you were reading the article from. One article was about nearly always fatal. Other article was is highly treatable now. What was an instant death sentence is now much more treatable. So I guess cutting to the chase on the story is we are going to bang on the door of a veterinary oncologist specialist. And that happens. Here's the thing. I was able to get a hold of the folks over at Blue Pearl, and the infamous Dr. Swanson, who is the oncologist, but I can't get in there until New Year's Eve. So 20 days from today is the appointment. So then I'm like, oh, God. Well, for me, if I have cancer, or someone I know has cancer, I'm always like, well, why can't they just start the treatment right then? Why can't they? But I guess, with caseloads and things like that, they got to take them as they come in. That's pretty much the way it works. So this morning, it's 6 a.m. my time here, or 5:30 my time here. I'm talking to them on the phone and calling his normal vet, and I go, I need to know, they go, it's probably going to be fine. The amount of time that will take place between now and the appointment, you're probably not going to have a dire scenario take place where suddenly his whole bladder is made of tumor or anything like that. So that's it, So I don't want to get my hopes up, frankly, but yesterday was a bad day. It was just immediate nosedive. I mean, imagine being all the way across the country and you get that type of news, and there isn't really a damn thing you can do. All you want to do is be with a dog, So, oh, man, that was rough. That was really, really bad. So, but I guess the update on it is that we're not going to put him to sleep right away, and we're going to explore this treatment pattern, this protocol, if you will, as quickly as we possibly can. So thank you. That's what's up. Everybody was freaking out yesterday. Everybody felt so bad on Patreon. I apologize for that, but you know me, man. I can't hide this shit from you. Impossible. So, all right. A couple other things. I met with Jeffrey yesterday. Oh, my gosh. You should see this dude. He is, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Can you come on over here for a minute? it because you were there. You witnessed this. You now, Queen of the Forest, Los Angeles, California, Queen of Los Angeles. You saw Jeffrey pre-surgery.
Yes.
At his house with his little pug Maverick running around, the dog that chases airplanes.
Yes, and the morning of at the hospital.
Okay. You saw him then. He's a $115 soaking wet.
Tiny little fella.
He's about 5'11".
No, I don't think he's that tall. He is not that
5'10", 5'9"?
Yeah, I'm probably 5'9". I would say 5'9".
Okay. You're not supposed to be. I mean, this has taken a toll on him.
Yes, because
he
said yesterday that he used to weigh, what, 165?
Yeah.
155 or whatever
Which
it was?
is appropriate.
Yeah. And now he weighs less than me.
Oh.
And I'm 4'11".
Oh, my God. So you see him pre-surgery. He's, been having his blood filtered by this non-efficient shitbag machine, the dialysis. Now he's got, as of yesterday, 8 days under his belt of a new kidney. Tell me what you thought.
8 days under his belt with a new kidney, but he seriously looked 8 years younger already. I mean, he did. I mean, he had some color back. He was stronger. He didn't look so fatigued.
Clearly.
He spoke a lot like felt like he.
By the way, he's well aware that he says He's like, oh, he brought it up. He goes, oh man, I said a lot in that interview, man. I just couldn't get my thoughts down, And I'm like, it's okay, He's awesome. He's just so. I just love this guy so very much. He came here with his lovely sister Jennifer. And I could see it too.
So
it seemed like
he just seems much stronger.
Yeah. So 10 days in, I'm very, very happy with.
Can you just imagine what he's going to be like in 6 months?
Yeah, I told him a year.
We're going to have to come back.
Typically, it's a year.
Doing.
Yeah, come back in a year. I told him because he, for what he does for a living. You know what I'd love to do because he shows up.
Okay,
Thank you. I'm probably going to need you in a little bit too because I got to tell that story. So I'm asking him, I go, because he's plotting out his plan of attack to get back to work. And what he does is he's hired by major companies to make ad campaigns. And he shoots the commercials here. And, he has to go through all the rigmarole of casting and the logistics of where to shoot and scouting locations. I mean, this is a grind job. It is a serious bit of work. And his company goes in and what he does, and he does most of the work, is all this shit. But I want to be here when he does like a shoot or something like that and just be a guy to work, a low-level grunt just to help him. I just want to see what that's like. I'm very interested in that. But I'm the type of guy who watches the show how it's made nonstop. I love that stuff. So he had a series of appointments yesterday, and I found out that his illness that destroyed his kidneys initially, Berger's disease, I believe is what it's called, Berger's disease or Berger's syndrome, very rare disease that does what it did to his kidneys. And he said, he kind of buried the lead. He goes, my docs say that this probably won't come back. I go, wait, what? It comes and goes? That's incredible, because I was under the impression that the second that they throw the Lamborghini kidney into him, that it immediately would go, all right, let's go kick this one's ass too, or something like that. But I don't think that's woo. That was a sneeze. You don't have to scream when you see this. Is what I'm talking about. Scared the shit out of me. Did you hear that? Oh, all right. So that is the update on him. Thank you so much for thinking about Jeffrey. I'm off today to the doctor's appointment. This is it. Now, when I say off, I mean I'll be sitting here in this chair. Do you remember how I showed you my scar on that picture that Patriot Nick shot and posted that meme of on Zaniacs United if you want to see the damn thing? Well, I got a basic... Stop screaming when you sneeze. You do not... Why would you do that?
You have to get it out.
You don't have to vocalize it, okay? You do not need to do that. Just air can come out. You don't need to go, rah, rah.
It's not just air.
God. Can you at least say, hey, or like say, sneeze coming or anything, just so I can know? I mean, my back is to you. I don't know you're going to. It'd be like, it's like you walking up to me and screaming in my ear for no particular reason. Okay, Doc is going to do the virtual meeting with me today. Dr. Grish is going to take a look at this incision. I'm going to share with him my theory on pubes causing pain to it. And then I got to tell him I've got this left nut pain going on. Remember I was complaining about the left nut pain? Yeah. Come on up. I need you for this story. This is it. This is the time I'm going to tell that story. Oh, my God. So I've got a couple of like pains bugging me, but other than what I'm about to tell you about, everything seems to be in order. If I stay in one spot too long, like in fact, while I'm doing this podcast right now, seated here, my left side, I can just feel my body wants me to lay down, you know?
Right.
And so
you should listen to your body.
It's sometimes yeah, I know. You see, why do people like you and who else love to take my face and rub my nose in the dog poo? Why do you?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know that.
You are probably stubborn and don't listen. So, and when you're on Zoom with Dr. Gritch today or whatever, I'm going to tell him that you're not listening to your body.
So you mean to tell me I would be sitting here and you say, Dr. Grish, my husband will sometimes sit in one spot too long, and then he is uncomfortable, but because he's making a living, he won't go and lay down. That's what you're going to say.
Yep.
Well, I can't stop you.
I'm going to go check on the laundry now. Do you still
No, I'm not. I haven't even started the story yet.
Oh.
Why are you so anxious to get out of here? What are you doing?
I need to check on the laundry.
Just
do you want your coat stolen?
Stop. Quit, please.
Okay, go.
Okay. So yesterday, God, this is ridiculous yesterday. I couldn't believe it. Dinah wants to go get ice cream. First, she comes up with this plan. She goes, oh, it's on Uber Eats. We can get ice cream. I go, what? She goes, yeah, Cold Stone Creamery. It's my favorite. We're going to get ice cream. We're going to have it delivered. I go, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the idea of delivered ice cream. I mean, there's a guy just driving down the road holding an ice cream cone. You know, can you imagine if he sneezes on it? You know, I mean, the whole idea of delivering ice cream cone. Here you go. Here's your cone. He holds it out the window.
I think he has it in a cup with a lid, and he's got it like packed in dry ice or something.
I don't know. I'm not sold on ice cream cone delivery. So when she brought it up, I was like, let's go take a walk. So we go walking down here to this place about a half mile away, and, you know, you don't even walk in. You go up to the doorway, and they've got a table there, and you tell them what you want, and they go get it. And then the menu, there's like all these different flavors, and of the 15 that are on there, 14 have a Sharpie through them, including Diana's favorite, peanut butter cup. And then, like, the only one that isn't have a Sharpie through it is like vanilla
and pistachio nut,
Superman, jizz hair ice cream. You know, it's just some shit show. You're like, what the fuck? And so this lady, she goes, can I help you? And I'm like, well, yeah, but the only thing I can say is one, because there's no options. I could just say, I'll take one, and because there's literally nothing you could order except one shitty ice cream. And we go, this is it. She goes, yeah, that's it. I'm like, what the fuck? How can you, in a pandemic, how would you in a pandemic, when you're dying for people to come to your business and come on in, we're open, support your local business, and then you're not supporting us? This is horrible. How can you not be prepared?
Maybe delivery is today or something.
Well, it's all, then she should have closed the place down. It's all bullshit. You can't, we walk all the way. I got one kidney, my pubes are making my incision hurt. I'm wrestling with the fact that you want Uber Eats to deliver ice cream, and I walk there and she's got one brand, one flavor of ice cream, and I'm like, oh, God. So we said, forget that, and start walking back, and Diana recommits to the idea of Cold Stone Creamery delivered by the Uber driver, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. That sounds like a plan. So we take about another 10 steps, And we're coming up to Ralph's again, which is like where we're always going in and out of this grocery store. And I go, or we could go into Ralph's, buy as much ice cream as you want, whatever flavor. They got a whole aisle of it. Take it home, eat it, have some more for the next day. And you said, all right. And I went, oh, thank God she's seen the light. Thank God she has seen the light. Perfect.
Then we get to the parking lot of Ralph's.
Okay, so then we walk a little further. We get into the parking lot. No. I take it. We're approaching where you would go into the parking lot. And I want to go into the parking lot. And you go,
where are you going?
Where are you going? I go, the fuck are you talking about? I just had a conversation with you about 30 steps ago. And I had a breakthrough. And now she goes, well, we're going to go get Uber Eats for the Cold Stone Creamery. I go, son of a bitch. I go, no, man. Look, we just had that. And she goes, oh, well, I thought that you... And I still don't know what,
I don't either.
What episode of Lost in Space went on in your brain that made it so that all of a sudden we have a time warp where we're back to Cold Stone Creamery. And I go, no, that's not what I did not say that Cold Stone Creamery. I never want. We had come to, we had an agreement. Well, you don't have to yell at me. We're in the middle of the parking lot. We're getting in a fight now. And I'm like, I'm not yelling. Yes, you are. You're yelling at me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So we finally get that straightened out. We go into the store. She stops. Now that you have a whole, the best in ice cream, the cheapest, the biggest, everything. Now I am predicting in my head she's going to get one thing, but I'm predicting the pint Ben and Jerry's. So I'm over here looking at the tchotchkes in the middle of the aisle that they're selling, not paying attention. I turn around. She's got the biggest tub you've ever seen, don't make me laugh, of peanut butter chocolate, peanut butter cup ice cream. And I go, we're going to be here 24 hours. She just looks at me and I go, are you going to eat that all in the next 24 hours? I go, if you went home and started eating that, you wouldn't be done in a day. It's that much ice cream. And she goes, oh. It's like you had some realization. I don't know what the hell happened. Then she got the more. I think that the pint probably was more expensive actually because it was Ben and Jerry's. It's like $5.50 for a pint of ice cream here. It's not cheap here. Gas is like $4 a gallon here. I don't know.
Can I go do the laundry now?
No, I haven't even got to the part of the story yet.
What part are you gonna get to?
The indecent exposure?
Oh, I thought that was gonna be later.
No, my stories always go long.
Okay, but I know there's a couple waiting to get into the dryer, so. Because they were waiting to get.
All right, go do it. I'll come back to that.
Come back to that. I'll be right back. Won't take me long.
All right. Hang on. Drink them if you got them. Check your messages. Make sure I'm doing everything okay. I just had a feeling that somebody would have texted you and said, hey, you guys aren't on or something like that. Nothing? Okay, hang on. I need water. Drink it if you got it. So much more to talk about today. I'm really excited to get into this. The news I have about the Great Food Giveaway, which just barely any of you know about it, but I'll talk about it in just a second here. This show is driven, the free podcast, by sponsors, okay? So basically, I do this every day like I would of a radio show. I talk about these great sponsors. They give me a fistful of dollars to do it. That pays for vet bills, lights, and food. And that's it. Wash, rinse, repeat. The first of our first batch here is Horizon Hydroponics. If you like growing stuff indoors, you know what I'm talking about. Cannabis, maybe tomatoes, maybe some celery, marigolds, succulents. I have no idea. Horizon Hydroponics has everything you need for the green thumb in your life. Great gifts for the holidays at horizonhydroponics.com. I always emphasize the Zen because it's Horizen, hydroponics.com. Excuse me. Orders $250 and more, the shipping is free. Use the coupon code Zane Show at checkout, and you will save an additional 10%. Now, that's their online platform. You can also order it online and pick it up in person. Order it over the phone, pick it up in person. Order it over the phone, have it shipped. Or just go there and shop, okay? 4 locations, Grand Rapids on Alpine. Byron Center is the grower's outlet. They got a store in Lansing and a store in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Okay. Arise Zen Hydroponics, thank you very much. The Kent County Health Department, they have been working tirelessly to keep the public informed on everything going on COVID-related. Kent County Health Department, with all the information you need at accesskent.com/health regarding getting tested for COVID if you feel like you need a test, and any other resources that are available to the public. Now, most health departments do this, but they've asked me to remind the big bulk of my audience is in Kent County, so just keep them in mind if you have any questions health-related. My God, there was a time when the Kent County Health Department was like, oh, hey, measles, mumps, rubella, that's our big concern this year. And then just like that, in a blink of an eye, the world has changed so much that these folks have to work tirelessly to help save lives during this pandemic. Kent County Health Department, accesskent.org/health. Thank you. You guys are doing a great job. And then, of course, my friends at A&D Cleaning. Fake News Denny, or Denny Fake News. I always screw that up. Denny Fake News. He is one half of A&D Cleaning. He's the D. Denny is 49% owner of A&D Cleaning. He was part of the inspiration for the Great Food Giveaway. I'm going to tell you about that in a bit. But A&D Cleaning is their business, and Amy is the muscle and brains and the eye candy behind the whole thing. If you want the house clean, looking spectacular, call them up at 616-550-3644. If you are in West Michigan and want your house clean, fantastic, 616-550-3644. Go to no one else but A&D Cleaning. Everything okay in your world? Any other messages coming in that I don't like?
No.
Nothing family-wise? No dogs getting sick?
Good.
How did you feel yesterday when you heard the news about Benny and then my subsequent reaction? Did you think, maybe we should wait? I mean, I was a mess.
Yeah, it was kind of just numb, I think. I was kind of like, oh, God, what do we do?
Someone once said, get a dog 12 years later, you're sad, and which I think is horrible to say. I mean, there's a lot of great things. I love my dog so much. I mean, my gosh. But, man, it is really it just knocks the wind out of yourself.
It does. But it's circle of life, I guess. I mean, it comes with the...
And dogs always seem to be their cutest when you get news like this, you know? I mean, that's when you always like, oh, my God, look at them. I mean, I kind of wish they had like a mechanism where the second you get some bad news about them, they immediately like puke on your face when you're sleeping or take a dump on the carpet or something like that, or I don't know. But Benny, man, that's just keep your fingers crossed, man. We just want some great quality time.
Are you done with me?
No, I'm not done with you yet. Well, you seem like you don't even want to be here. You say every time I go to you,
I just don't want to stand here. If you don't need me, I would like to get in bed.
Well, look, as kind of like a foil sidekick role while you're here. I mean, I don't go to you that often. Sometimes you kind of just have to wait until I turn to you. Now, while I'm talking to you and saying that, you were rolling your eyes in the back of your head. What are you doing?
I wasn't rolling my eyes out. They were like blurry for a minute.
So we're walking down the street and to go get the ice cream at the place that has one flavor, hair flavor ice cream. And this incision is hurting. And it's not the incision itself. I'm telling you, I got this figured out. When the pubes grow back in, you know how they're like pointy? It's like they're sticking out a quarter inch. And then the fabric of the waistband hits the end of the pube that's not in your skin. okay?
Right.
And pushes it back into your chewed up meat that's on your belly. That's what's happening.
And you're hypersensitive in that
Yes,
area right now.
yes. Because all those nerve endings are trying to rebuild and start all over, and they got these little teeny tiny hairs poking like that. So I think the idea of making that scar or making the incision point to get the kidney out is, I think we need to talk to Dr. Grish about them doing it differently. They need to start over. Don't go in that spot. You can't do that. It makes it very painful for the recipient or for the giver of the kidney.
Well, you let him know that when he calls today.
Can you imagine if I say, Doc, I want you to make a change to how you do your operations?
So I think you should approach it like this. Dude, my pubes are making my incision hurt, which in turn is making my ball sack hurt. What do I do?
Yeah, there's something going on there. There's something going on there.
What do you think he would do?
I think he would laugh right in my face. Grish. Well, yes, because he's so bright. I mean, he's one of the smartest people on the planet. Grish, you won't believe this. What is it? So my pubes are growing and all gnarly. And, it's doing it. Just basically repeat what you said. I go, and seriously, man, it feels like I just busted a nut so bad that it split right inside of my sack.
And it's up into my intestine.
Yeah, I'm expecting to blow my nose and jizz to come flying out. He'd just be mortified. So I'm walking down the street, and it hurts so bad. I'm like, my God. So I start to pull the pants down, and then the underwear too, and it's getting lower and lower. And so I've now got the waistband of the underwear and the waistband of these jeans well below the incision.
And rolled over.
And rolled into a bunch on the top. So, when someone's pants are sagging and so if you're driving down in downtown Grand Rapids, you see some guy with his pants and halfway down his ass, but you can still see his underwear.
Yeah.
Mine's like that, except the underwear is down too. So the actual base of my joint and the top of my ass are out, but I've got my shirt over it, okay, and my jacket. And it's just stupid. We're walking along, and I'm like, this is the only way I'm getting relief. And I'm like, but I just felt so strange. It was like I was walking around with my dick hanging out. So this goes on for a little while, and I go, I can't take it. I'd rather just take the pain. So this is, now it's a little better today. I think the hairs are starting to settle down, but I had no idea that pubes could cause so much struggle. Oh, my God. All right, so I'm going to tell them right now about the great food giveaway.
Can you tell them about good what?
What did you just say? Tell them what?
About the great food giveaway. And then I have an idea of what we can do for Charles and maybe one other one if we see them before we leave.
The homeless people?
Yeah.
Why don't you do that now?
So you know how I have this basket?
We've ran into several homeless people.
So I have this basket here that we got from your
nice
gift basket from
you're off the mic.
Yes, and then we have that little plastic container that was left here too from Jeffrey.
Yes,
all kinds of goodies.
We have containers.
So I'm going to fill that with our leftover food, like our juice. What are these things? Fruit cups. Whatever else, oranges, whatever. And then I'm going to go to the store and get some chips and stuff. Maybe throw in a little bottle, not a bottle, what do you call it? A thing of deodorant.
No.
Throw it in there, and then I'm going to give them to them.
You can't give them the deodorant like a passive aggressive gift.
That's
like
not
here you
put it
stink.
on the bottom of the food.
Here you go. Here's some juice and deodorant.
Yes.
You're going to give a homeless guy who can't take a shower, probably shits in a hat, juice and deodorant.
Listen, he'll like the juice, he'll like the chips, he'll like the food, and the deodorant.
He knows he smells like shit. What the fuck are you doing?
Marvin has a girlfriend, so he may want to smell nice for her.
No, if you really wanted to help them out, volunteer to wash their balls or something like that. You can't.
I'm not going to wash their balls.
You can't. No, this is a
okay. Well, I'm going to give them.
No, you don't give them a gift basket. They already walk around with too much shit as it is. This one guy looks like he's getting ready to go on a trip to China.
Do not rain on my parade.
The last thing they want to do is lug shit around. I'm telling you.
No, they'll be able to use that for stuff. They'll be able to use that to store stuff. I'm telling you, it's gonna come in good use for them, and it'll have food in it, so they can have a snack when they get hungry at 3 o'clock in the morning and they're laying on the cement.
Why don't you make it all more portable? Because if you pack it in a fucking moving van like you're trying to do, it's difficult for these people to move things. They struggle getting from point A to.
Have you not seen the setup that Charles,
on your mic, please.
Have you not seen the setup Charles has?
Yeah,
he's got
it's
like
a
5
basket.
carts.
Yeah, because idiots like you give him fucking
No,
travel
he-
luggage full of
No.
peanut butter and douche.
So he can put that little plastic container in his suitcase he has, or in his little cart, and be on his merry way.
Oh man.
Done. Goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you give it to him. And then he immediately goes, okay, and then takes the food and then just throws everything. And so that it's just litter on the street. And then the cops come and arrest you. Okay, now as I was saying that last joke, I heard like a spitting sound, like throw up, and I look over my shoulder, and that's exactly what was happening. So I don't know what took place just now, but she took a swig of something, and then it flew out of her mouth, and it's now on the carpet. So I'm not sure what happened. It's yesterday's coffee.
It was
Ice cold. And it's disgusting, she says. So you just spit it out on the carpet. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. Yesterday on the Patreon, I revealed that I'm doing a food drive, a drive-in food drive. The idea is somewhere in Grand Rapids, but you can help anywhere that you're listening. People who need it would drive up in their car. We'd open up the car, give them a box full of everything that they would need for a Christmas dinner. Spiral ham, that you get ready to have for dinner. Throw that thing in the oven, glaze that thing. The beans for the green bean casserole, the potatoes, the gravy, the rolls, the pie for afterwards, everything. Because the need is exponentially higher this year. And things that, you and I might be like, what? Want to get a dinner? We go get a dinner. We eat a dinner, we eat. That is, for some people, not a thing. They don't have that luxury. And that is unacceptable in my opinion. So that was the idea for the Eric Zane Show Podcast Great Food Giveaway. And it hit me earlier when, over Thanksgiving, Denny Fake News from A&D Cleaning said, hey, I want to throw some money at giving Thanksgiving dinner to someone. And it was like 2 days before, and I had no infrastructure set up, nor an idea of how I would approach it, and I wanted to do it right. I said, let's kick the can down the road. And he was bullish about it, and he said, how about Christmas? And I go, well, I guess we're going to do it Christmas. So, and now the idea is every year at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and maybe more, depending on how this takes off, this has become the new passion project. It is replacing the Great Kidney Giveaway. Great Kidney Giveaway was the goal was set, the goal was met, it's done. Now the new thing is the Great Food Giveaway. So, I don't exactly have everything the way I would want it to be years down the road, but I am pretty nimble, and I do have this thing up and running right now. But here's the details. This food giveaway is going to take place on Wednesday, December 23rd at Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid in their parking lot. I'm entirely dependent on you helping me spread the word for if you need food, show up there, and I have it pinned to the top of my Facebook, between 2 to 5 p.m. on the 23rd of December. People roll up, we give them the food. You can help by sending money for us to buy a ton of food. Hams, potatoes, green beans, pies, rolls, you name it. I buy the food, And then we do the big giveaway on December 23rd, where myself, the folks from Irvine's, whoever else wants to join, just show up. Okay? If you want to be part of this event, we're going to need hands. And we need cheer, and we need love. So just show up, okay? And the more the merrier. And then if you know someone who you think would fit this criteria, have them get there starting a little bit before 2 o'clock is when people will start lining up, and then they roll in. We put the food in, and then off they go. Now, initially, my goal was to raise $1,000. And what I was doing was I was having you send me the money. Now, right away, you're like, oh, my God, he's asking for money being sent directly to him through Venmo and PayPal. Yeah, I am. I absolutely am, because this has to happen right now. I'm not letting anything get in the way of keeping people from eating food this holiday. But the way I'm doing it is I'm keeping all the money in the accounts, both the Venmo and the PayPal, and then I'm going to make a video of every single donation that came in. I'll record a video and actually hold the phone up to my screen of all the incoming cash that came in through Venmo, and that'll equal a certain amount. I'll do the same thing for the PayPal. I'll keep the names anonymous. And then, so you will see the grand total that was raised. And then I'm going to go and buy the food, and that receipt will be the same amount as what was raised or more. So basically, money going in, money going out. That's the quickest way with the least amount of red tape to get this thing done. Now, in the future, I'd like to have this set up as a full-on charity, but that's down the road. As of right now, I want to worry about getting the money, buying the food, getting it to Irvine's, giving it away to hungry people. That's what we're concerned with. I'm already getting a number of people stepping up and coming out of the woodwork about, hey, I can provide this, I can provide that. If you think you have something that can help, please reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I already heard from Mike Ball from MB Distributing, who said, I've got a ton of boxes because when I do these, when I set up the Little Debbie products, I've got the boxes. So he saves the boxes, and then that's where the food gets thrown in. We just put it in somebody's car. It's stuff like that is what I'm looking for. So all help is appreciated. This is kind of like my all hands on deck moment. December 23rd, 2020, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Honestly, the thing I'm most concerned about is customers, people who need it. I want it to be 100% sure that the word gets out ahead of time so that people are aware. Now, I would hate it if someone pulls up there and there is a point when we say, sorry, all out of food. But that's probably going to happen. But that still doesn't mean we don't try. You have a thought that just popped into your brain?
Yeah, I think like the night before, we should set up an assembly team to either like in our garage or whoever's garage, so we're not just throwing stuff in a box the morning of.
No, you're
right.
right.
Night before,
that's right.
Get all the boxes together, all the ingredients, and just set
yeah.
up the boxes then.
I'm with you.
So we can do it in our garage or...
Well, hell, maybe even at Irvine's.
Or at Irvine's, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the key is, with those hams.
Right.
They got to stay cold.
Right. Yeah, but if they're out in a garage somewhere, it'll be cold.
Maybe we set everything up that's not perishable, and then the hams.
Yeah.
If we show up the last minute with the hams,
just put the hams
we'll
in
figure that out.
Yeah.
It's a detailed workout off the air, but thank you, I appreciate that. But that's what I'm talking about. When you get an idea about something like that, a logistic thing, because as you know, I'm kind of a scattered mess. But yeah, we're doing the idea, but I'm going to need your help. So hands, physical bodies, things like that, whatever you can do. If now, when it comes to the money thing, some of you cannot give money. That's totally cool. Just, if you can just think about it. Just the fact that you're helping me spread the word. Share that I'm doing this. I posted that on Facebook. It's put to the top. And, even if you were just say, hey, the guy I listened to on this podcast is giving away free food, free Christmas dinners with the audience. If this is something that you might need, here's the details. Just doing that is like huge. So awesome. So now I talked on the Patreon that I had a goal of $1,000, and I talked to this dude from the Jennison Meyer about the hams, and I ordered like 40 hams, And so, I'm thinking between 40 and 50 people could be fed for the $1,000 that was my goal of raising. So the two ways I'm getting the money sent in is first of all on Venmo. If you search at Great Food Giveaway, at Great Food Giveaway, and I'll link it up in the show notes of this podcast. And on PayPal, it's Diana's PayPal. I tried to set one up, but PayPal, it's just everything's always takes forever to get set up on that damn thing, and we're running out of time. So I'm just having you send it to Diana's at Diana Zaitunian, Zeitunian, at Diana Zaitunian. All that money comes in. I let you know the total that came in on both of those platforms. We buy the damn food, and then that's it. So with the goal being $1,000, I threw it out there and on Patreon, and then I made the post. And so right now, the first time that I'm talking about it to the mass of people on the free podcast, we have over $2,000 right now. Okay, so here we go. What a wonderful problem to have. We're going to feed twice as many people, and we just started talking about it. So, all right, I'm up for this challenge. Let's see what we can do. See how far we can make this go. I'm going to get back on the phone with my friend Joshua at Meyer and say, hey, all right, buddy, I got something cooking. We might need some more resources, so let's work together and get this done. Keep it coming. We'll figure it out. If we even need to have like over several days, we'll do it. We'll figure that shit out. But if you keep sending that is awesome. There was one very generous anonymous person who dropped $1,000. Was that not? I mean, all of a sudden I'm in the other room complaining about my pubes, and I hear, "Oh my gosh." And I go, what's up? And some really generous soul gave $1,000. So, and I actually said to that person that I'm not going to reveal that till late. But now the momentum is too great of it affects the story in even more positive fashion by talking about it that way, because I think that if we suddenly just have this big wad of cash that we can feed so many more people with and just talk about it, it builds to the hype of it. So I'm already very, very excited about this. And so, yeah, oh, my gosh, we're going to feed a ton of folks. The Great Food Giveaway has begun. I'd like to make this. I envision this happening in the holidays, for sure, Thanksgiving and Christmas, like where people drive up, we give them the food, and off they go. And then, that way you're actually working. You're in the camaraderie and the love of the community. It's just that whole type of vibe going on. And I wish I could do it in every community because, I've got money coming in from all these different communities that listen to the show. But, I mean, I can only feed people in our neck of the woods. Now, maybe we could spread that money out over time, and Zaniacs in different audiences in different zones. Like, let's say Patriot Nick, he'll be there on the side of the road, putting money or putting food in someone's car, and then he'll try to let them see his penis. Sorry, I went a long way to get that joke done. And whatever, maybe Kenny in Nashville will want to, someone will pull up, and Kenny's like, hey, man, how you doing, man? You better take this food or you're going to die. Yeah, man, you watch a Mandalorian? What do you think of Mando? So then they're going to like, fuck it, you take the food. I don't want it. You're bugging me. All right. I don't know why I just took runs at you guys, and all you do is help me. So stupid. Okay, hang on. I need something to drink. The thirst is real, man. I'm telling you, everything in my system is running so extremely at an exaggerated pace. Everything except the sex drive. I haven't had an urge to have sex, I don't even think once. Maybe once, but no, it was just like, God. Do you realize that the next time that it actually happens, Diana, you might be like in that scene in Scary Movie. I mean, it might be that the next time that actually we have sex, it might actually be quite a thing because of the amount of time since it's happened. You realize that, don't you? You might have to use a snorkel. She doesn't say a word. All right, we've got vaccine news I want to get to. Once again, before I wrap that up, if you want to help out, I don't care if it's $1. Okay? I don't care. Doesn't matter. Send money, Venmo, at Great Food Giveaway, at Great Food Giveaway on Venmo. PayPal at Diana, ZEITUNIAN. Can't do either of those? You want to send me a check? All right. Reach out to me via email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I'll give you the necessary information to make that happen. We're going to feed people, okay? That makes me very, very happy. So I appreciate those people who have already, I think that's one of the most satisfying things about doing this podcast is the type of mobilization that I've seen time and time again. Yesterday on the Patreon, within seconds after starting the discussion, Megan had said, well, I know where you're having it. Just have it at Irvine's. We have a great parking lot to do it, plenty of space. I'm like, well, all right, that's done. So I'm kind of all ears on these things. So if you want to, if you have anything you want to throw at me, suggestions-wise, and things you can help, that's one of the real joys of this, seeing it all unfold. And I don't know, we're just this really fine, compact group of people that works hard for a goal. So I am so thankful for that. Okay, we're off and running with that. Vaccine news. Hold on a second here. This is what's going on, the latest with that.
And the COVID vaccine just days away from its expected arrival in West Michigan.
This is last night.
Doctors will likely roll up their sleeves to get the vaccine early next week.
New at 6 o'clock, News 8's Heather Walker is talking to a Spectrum Health doctor who's lining up for the shot.
Spectrum is one of 5 sites in the state of Michigan receiving the vaccine. The infectious disease doctor that I spoke to says he's happy to get in line, adding if you want to take off your mask and get back to the things you enjoy, you should too.
And I certainly will be getting in line as soon as possible to get the vaccine.
Dr. Russell Lampin has
All right, let me ask somebody this. This is a doctor. He's probably 15 years of school plus residency, at about that amount of time since high school. This guy's a hell of a lot smarter than me and you. Where the hell do we get off telling him that this is not safe? Can someone explain that to me? Do you have any? Can you? I need you for a minute. I need your opinion on something, because I fall just short when someone says to me in my presence, hell no, I'm not taking that vaccine. Like I wanted yesterday when someone said that to us, I wanted to say, what are you doing?
And someone said what?
No, they're not going to take the vaccine.
Oh. Yeah, well, a lot of people are like that.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do they do that?
You don't do the flu shot, do you?
Yeah, I did it last year.
I haven't taken the flu shot in years.
Why not? Okay, but this isn't. Okay, let's take that out of this because it's a little different.
Yeah.
Because of how this has the flu doesn't shut down the world.
Right.
So that's apples and oranges in my opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand the logic behind not taking this. And I think it's all a lot of this. You get a lot of these people that are like, oh boy, I don't trust the government. I don't trust the research. I don't trust this. And it's like, well, where does that come from is what I'm getting at, because we have a very pedestrian view of medicine. We don't know shit. They do. Do you think, because there are people that not only who just don't trust it because it could be a political thing. Others think that it's not safe and they just haven't studied it long enough.
Yeah, right. I think that the latter is what I was going to say too. It's so new. I think people are just scared and skeptical of getting it.
Out of all of those, though, people who won't take it, the ones who are like think that it's like them controlling us. That's the ones that actually pisses me off.
Right. Those are the ones that
the people who fall into the anti-mask thing. They actually upset me.
Right.
Oh my God. All right.
Dedicated much of his life to studying infectious diseases and says Spectrum Health is ready to distribute the vaccine.
I mean, the process should be simple, and we vaccinate all of our employees every year for influenza. So, a mass vaccination campaign like this is something that we're familiar with.
Much like the flu vaccine, there are few side effects.
So there's local tenderness or some discomfort at the site of the vaccination in your arm. There have been some reports of fatigue or muscle aches, some low-grade fevers.
During the UK rollout this week, there were 2 reports of healthcare workers with severe allergies experiencing an allergic reaction to the vaccine.
And that right there is all it took for the idiots that had pissed me off so badly to say, "See, I knew it." But, I mean, frankly, you're not supposed to. They tell you if you have a problem with allergies, allergic reaction to things like this, you shouldn't take it. Did they take it? Yes. Did they have an allergic reaction? Yes. Okay, there you go. I mean, come on.
While that's being studied, people who have severe allergies are being advised not to take the Pfizer vaccine. According to trial data, the majority of people, 95%, had no serious side effects.
Are you worried at all about injecting this vaccine into your body?
No, not at all. I think the benefits of being vaccinated far outweigh any concerns. I would far rather have a sore arm and feel a little achy for a day than to risk contracting COVID and also to risk spreading COVID in my community.
Dr. Lampin says the name Operation Warp Speed is deceiving because while this vaccine was sped up in production, it went through the same safety protocols.
Say that with me now. It went through the same safety protocols as anything that has ever been produced. So if you're like, oh, no way, but yet you did have your kids take the measles, mumps, rubella vaccination, well, that means that you have now become an anti-vaxxer. That's what you are. You have become the craziest of the crazy. Okay?
How many people need to get the vaccine in West Michigan in order to create herd immunity?
So this is somewhat of a unknown at this point.
So what they're talking about is when enough people have either gotten the virus. You know what? I'm just going to let them describe it because I do this all the time. I always ruin it.
People need to get the vaccine in West Michigan in order to create herd immunity.
So this is somewhat of a unknown at this point. Most estimates would still hold that about 70% of the population.
That means through natural infection or vaccine.
When people begin to realize that if we want to put kids back in school, if we want to return to work safely, if we want to start going to sporting events and concerts and restaurants, that we're going to really have to drive down COVID rates, and that vaccination is the easiest and most effective way to do this, I think we'll continue to see increased acceptance in the community.
The Pfizer vaccine is not for kids or pregnant women. The doctor adding today, although the vaccine's on the way, hospitalization rates are still high. 80% occupancy right now, and COVID positivity testing rates are at about 17%, telling us that the better controlled COVID is once that vaccine is released to the public, the quicker we'll be out of this pandemic. Reporting from the newsroom, Heather Walker, News 8.
Okay. Well, we can't even get anybody to wear a mask. So the idea of injecting something that's doing to someone, I don't know. It seems dubious to me. I think we should have a big vaccination party in the parking lot of Jimmy's Roadhouse. Okay? We go up to Newaygo. We get docs. We get the vaccine. We get our super freezers. We show up there at Jimmy's and have a vaccination party at Jimmy's COVID house. There you go. If you have 10 people in front of me, and I say, okay, of the 10 of you, how many of you have had COVID? And how many hands go up? Well, those people are vaccinated, okay? They've had it. How many of you are going to get the vaccination? If the number of people that have had COVID or are going to get the vaccination equals 7 of those 10, I'm good. because we'll have the 3 dickheads. I'll go, okay, you guys, you 3 dickheads, you go in the dickhead zone. That's okay. We'll do all the heavy lifting. We'll do all the right things. And then we'll establish herd immunity. And then when the virus then gets to a person who has had it, and then it does nothing, or they have had the vaccine, and then eventually the virus dies out, that's okay. We'll do all the heavy so that we can go to hockey games and do fun things. We'll do it all for you. But 7 out of 10 is what we need. All right. Still on the lookout for a blue trailer. That is Rick's from TC Paintball, online at tcpaintballgr.com. He needs a new trailer, so book a party today at TC Paintball. My gosh, such a great, great fun time there, and I just love those guys so much. If you book that party with your group, just know that everything is there. So when you pay for your time, you're getting the field time, you're getting the gun, you're getting the paint, you're getting the mask, and any other protective gear that you play with. I recommend the gloves. Hand shots hurt, okay? TC Paintball, online at tcpaintballgr.com. Looking forward to getting back into the fold of doing fun things again and going over to TC Paintball. I know I owe him a paintball event, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next paintball event at TC Paintball. Okay. Got a managed IT service provider for this show. It is Blue Frost IT. Don't worry, Alan, I'm going to pay my bill. I remember you sent that. Sorry. I just reminded myself. So when my computers, if anything goes south, I have a tech department. How can a stupid, measly podcast afford that? You can. I can. You can. If your business, if your IT goes south, man, yeah, you don't want to be on the receiving end of that, because then you're panicking as jobs aren't done, and you're burning money and time. Have your tech backed up with the professionals of Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. If you already have a firm doing this for you, maybe just on the down low, reach out to Blue Frost IT, info@bluefrostit.com, and say, yeah, I'm working with this company. They're pretty good. How would you do this? Can you give me like an estimate of your services? And then compare. You know, I'm telling you. You'll be really happy that you did if you sign up with Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. A lot of my sponsors on the show are in the service industry, and this one definitely qualifies tax service. We are getting to that point, okay, where you're like, oh, God, I got to do that again. It seems like it's arriving faster and faster every year. Be like me. I don't say that often. But be like me when it comes to this type of scenario and sign up with TAG Accounting. Those are the initials of one Troy Ginzer, the tax hobbit. Okay? He is absolutely the best. And you can take advantage of this anywhere in the USA through his online portal at tagcpa.net. But call him up and make an appointment, 616-301-9516. If you're a newbie, get on his radar quickly because spots are filling up fast. You do not want to let this slide. 616-301-9516 for TAG Accounting. Online at tagcpa.net. Okay. You ever get a ticket? And, for me, I haven't been pulled over in forever. And I can't remember the last time I got a ticket. But I can honestly say I would not give a cop any shit. The nerve of this chick. Oh, my God. They get pulled over, and I forget the actual details as to why they got pulled over. And I don't know, it's like speeding in a construction zone or something, or like changing lanes wrong or something like that. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a major thing. And the cop pulls him over, and he's going to let the guy get off. And the girl, his girlfriend next to him in the passenger seat, she decides to go this route. And if I'm the dude, I'm like, why the hell did you just do that? I cannot believe you just did that.
Okay. Sir, I just have a question. Well, I just have a question.
Yeah.
Why are you not wearing your mask and you're yelling? That's not good. That's not safe for
Okay, because I'm not within 6 feet of you. And you know what?
You know what?
If you want to do that way, I'll just write a ticket. Is that the way you want to do
no,
this?
No, I'm just asking.
Okay, well,
so
I don't need to wear a mask when I'm outside.
Even if you're close? I'm just asking you. It's just a question.
Okay, you know what? You can give me your stuff back. You're gonna get a ticket then.
Why is he gonna get a ticket?
Just give me your stuff back.
Why am I gonna?
You were gonna get a warning. I was being polite.
No,
you're not being polite.
I'm being polite.
Actually, you're not.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay, so just give me your license and registration.
Sir, I'm asking you a nice question.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna ask you once more, and then I'm gonna take it from you. So license and registration.
This cop, love this cop. I'm going to ask you once more, and then I'm going to take it, okay? Let's go eat a jelly donut. Oh, my God. The chick. Oh, I had to listen to the whole thing again because it's all fine, and she kind of went all millennial on him.
Okay.
Sir, I just have a question.
I
just have a question.
Yeah.
Why are you not wearing your mask and you're yelling?
I would not, even as much as I love the maskers, and I don't like the anti-maskers, and I have no idea if this cop is not I have no idea what he is. I don't give a shit if he's doing a farmer snot into my mouth. I'm not going to give this guy any shit, okay?
That's not good. That's not safe for
Okay, because I'm not within...
She's like lecturing him.
6 feet of you, and you know what? If you want to do that way, I'll just write a ticket.
All I hear is some of my friends from the hockey team. Because so many of these dudes are Canadian, I just hear them every time this guy says a word.
Is that the way you want to do
no,
this?
No, I'm just asking.
Okay, well,
so
I don't need to wear a mask when I'm outside.
Even if you're close? I'm just asking you. It's just a question.
Okay, you know what? You can give me your stuff back. You're gonna get a ticket then.
Why is he gonna get a ticket?
Just give me your stuff back.
Why am I gonna?
You were gonna get a warning. I was being polite.
No,
you're not being polite.
I'm being polite. I'm asking you a question.
Okay, so just give me your license and registration.
Sir, I'm asking you a nice question.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna ask you once more.
If she were black, she'd have been shot.
And then I'm gonna take it from you. So license and registration.
Dinah's like, wait, what? And that's true though. Man, I guarantee you somebody's gonna say that. But this is rough. I was impressed that she hung around for that long, but that's really stupid. And the entitlement on her part, it's like, just shut up. And if you're the dude, you're like, what is going on here? Why am I caught in the middle of this? There is an update on this story. The Winnipeg police say the cop has been spoken to by his commanding officer, which doesn't mean shit, about his conduct, and that the matter has been, quote, dealt with. That being said, Winnipeg doesn't say how it dealt with it. Who cares? As for the cop not wearing a mask, the service says its officers are expected to wear masks during interactions with members of the public unless social distancing is being practiced. So he wasn't doing that. They also say they're trying to contact the driver to speak with her, though there's no mention if the ticket can or will be rescinded. As for why she was initially pulled over, stopped for not moving to a farther lane when passing a stopped emergency vehicle using emergency lamps or equipment. So started out as a warning, and it became that because of Big Mouth. Oh, my God. All I heard through that with that cop was this.
And you were meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. I'm sick and tired of hearing about what a great hockey team the Soviets have. Screw them. This is your time.
Right here.
Now go out there and take it.
Oh, my God. I love that so much.
This is your time.
I get chills.
Now go out there and take it.
I think it's the building music in the rat-a-tat-tat of the snare.
Time. Now go out there and take it.
if you took 20 guys off the street and on that night, and Herb Brooks said that to them, they'd have been able to beat the Russians. I think that the speech alone got them the victory. Oh my God, do I love that? But yeah, I think that the Canadian accent is super hilarious. It's actually, I could, if I were the guy, if I were like visiting Canada and I got a ticket, I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face while he's talking, and I'd end up getting a ticket. I wouldn't be able to just charm my way out of it or whatever, because I'd be sitting there cracking up at the way the damn accent sounds. It's awesome. I love the Canadian accent so much, especially a good strong one where you can barely understand what the hell the guy's saying. You know what? You know what? And truth be told, I don't even think that Herb Brooks was Canadian. I think that when you hang around Canadians, or this is the American hockey team, or you live in Minnesota, that's the way you talk. It's kind of like Minnesota blends with the Canadian influence, and then you kind of sound like a hybrid version of that. But I just love the way hockey players talk. Absolutely my favorite. All right, it's now the time for having swingers parties. This one sent in by my pal Bleeding Heart Brian, who sends us along. And as always, you can send us any stories that you have along to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. And of all the things that I think that people should not be doing during a pandemic, it would be like group sex events, okay? And this one is subject line from Brian, the Zaniacs getting together. Pause. When we were on WBBL, was there not a Zaniacs group sex? Do you remember hearing about that? There was a Zane Show radio show, Zane radio show in WBBL, a group of fans who got together, unless this was a fake thing, but somebody actually published that we're getting together for another night of BFing. I mean, like, they were all about it. You didn't set up that group, did you? No? I don't know if that was a real thing or not. If any of you happens to be listening and who was involved in that fiasco, you can be anonymous. Make a fake email and reach out to me. I'm just curious as to what the hell went on there. I remember talking about it. You'll catch it on one of the upcoming Lost Zane Recordings shows on Patreon. Pellerito keeps track of those shows. Make sure when you get to that one, you let me know what's up. So the pandemic, according to this article, hasn't stopped people from doing this and having their own sex parties / super spreader events. And now the cops are actually looking for these and doing investigative work, trying to find out where they're happening. And what was a thing before that they could like publicize, say, hey, come on out for some group sex, which is just a thing that it seems. Can you come back over here? I got a question for you about that, about group sex. I'd like to run by you. Seriously, about how I don't understand it. Can you talk about a thing where there is zero chance of any type of performance by me? Oh my God! Can you? It just seems hideous. Yeah, what a thing. Get right up to there if you could.
To me, that's just.
Oh, it just seems impossible.
No, yeah.
Oh. So to me, it's about.
I don't see what the turn on is about.
Yeah, to me, it's about as natural as like, here you go. Here's a cup of gasoline for you. I mean, can you imagine how you would react to something like that? And I'm like, oh God, it just, and I've actually had people. This listener out of I think it is Portland, who actually. Are you done with me? No. Who actually said, he goes, no, I think you and Diana would be good at this. And I'm like,
gross.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, I think you actually would like it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I would. No. That doesn't seem like anything that I would even remotely be interested in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to be having sex with my wife with other people around, and the idea that, oh, hey, I'm done with you. I'm going to move over to this one. There's people outside?
The cleaner.
That's okay. They don't speak English.
Yes, they do. Shh.
What are you worried about?
Well, you're being very loud.
Well, I'm just talking about having sex with a group of people.
I know, but that's probably not a good idea. They're probably wondering what the hell is going on in here, considering we have had our do not disturb thing on our
Oh, yeah, they're
door
going to walk
for
in
2
and
weeks.
slip on the floor. What has been going on in here? This is supposed to be a place for cancer patients. It's just I walk in, there's jizz everywhere.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, yeah. So for those, and I know for a fact, I'm not judging you if you do this. You're not, I don't feel badly about you at all. There's no way ever, that is so foreign to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Holy crap. So, all right, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. This is still going on, and this is a national story. Actually, it's a worldwide story. But this is very, very dangerous because all these people are getting together. They don't give a shit about anything. They're sitting there. The fact that some guy would be sitting there having boning with some other strange lady, yet he's wearing a mask. I don't think the mask is going to help here. I think somehow she's going to get COVID of the vagina without question if you've got it. But they've had to make these big rendezvous points more underground, according to the story, and they're utilizing a vetting process. Okay, more for the secrecy than for the public health issue. They don't care if you get sick or not. Man, this is just remarkable that even the sex industry is like, yeah, fuck it, let's just go and screw and just. I mean, the whole rolling of the dice that we see time and time again is really strange to me. According to this article, it says, for starters, we're told anyone looking to access these speakeasy-esque events will first have to get in touch with a real sex worker. So if you know someone who works at a brothel, which brothels aren't everywhere, and I'm looking at this one chick. She's just apparently she's the one who's in charge of this whole thing. Alice Little, a popular prostitute in Nevada, tells us that the sex workers who advertise on social media and escort sites serve as gatekeepers, giving only their most trusted clients the hookup to a party. I don't even like the idea of if you and I were to go to a brothel with a sex worker. This is all too much for me. I am probably the least adventurous sexually person. I think you and I are probably the least adventurous sexual people on the planet. Yeah. You know, I mean, we are very, very. We're like a couple of Mormons, is what we are. Seriously, I can't. Oh God, that is not in my wheelhouse at all. Very, 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 very reserved. Alice says the sex worker might ask for references, not unlike a job interview. But according to this article, the grilling is more to sniff out the narcs and the undercover agents, and not about the health issues. Why you think there would be testing for COVID and sexually transmitted infections? There's none of that. No concern whatsoever. They're more worried about getting busted by the cops. This is a big change and a dangerous one considering we're in a pandemic. This Alice Little says pre-COVID these events were would typically be run by brothels, which were more likely to require medical testing. Wait, so when you go to a brothel, do you have to get a sexually transmitted disease test? Is that how it works? I mean, the fact that you could give somebody AIDS and die. How do you know? I mean, if you're in the sex trade, I mean, sure, a condom, but I mean that's a very risky lifestyle to me, a very risky job. You have no idea who you're having sex with, where they could have been, or what disease they have. You know, what a horrible thing. You ever think about parents of people who are prostitutes? How awful that is. I'd hang myself. It'd be like, seriously, I'm jumping out of the window if I find out that my daughter is involved in the sex trade. Or even on a stupid video or sent nudes. Do the kids send nudes? Do you know that? No. Jim doesn't send nudes? No, he doesn't send nudes. That's a quote. Do the kids send nudes? As according to this article, a swingers party in New York City was busted recently How'd you like to walk into that party? Everybody's nude, fat, ugly, wearing a mask. Cops, everybody freeze! One of the cops wipes out and he's coated in glaze. 158 people were arrested in Los Angeles County. 158 people were having sex in one facility, and the cops walked in and had to bust all of those people. What a horrible, horrible day that was. Oh, man. So these events are clearly on law enforcement's radar, and for good reason. Partygoers risk arrest, but now the other major concern is the threat to public health and spreading COVID. Oh, my God. No thanks. All right. All right. I have, who is the top booked, I shouldn't say top booked, who is making the most money on Cameo? Well, I'm going to tell you. But first, I got to go to the bathroom. Now, this was never a problem in the past, but I'm more aware of it now because everything inside of my abdomen hurts after the kidney donation when I have to pee. This is temporary. I don't want you to give I don't want to give you an idea that this was a bad move on my part to give away the kidney. Hell no. But I drink a ton of water now, and that might have something to do with it. So this is where I pause. I'll take a break and come back in just a couple of minutes and then finish up the show. All right? I'll edit it out on the audio podcast. So hang on. Don't go anywhere. Promise you, I'll be back. Please don't go anywhere. Telling you, man, I'm on to something on the pube pain. A couple of Tylenols, finish strong. Okay. My gosh. Hold on. You know, I can never take, what are they called, NSAIDs? Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory ibuprofen. I can never take those again. Ever, ever. Because those are filtered in the kidneys. The And you don't want to, and they put a little strain on your kidneys when you take those. And since I only got one, we're going to do everything Eric can to not ever strain his kidneys. So I recommend Tylenol. That it goes to the liver. So acetaminophen. Thank you. All right. By the way, I got to dump this down. What do you think we do with this Oxy? We can go sell it to some homeless dude. This is going to end up getting, I think you just dissolve it and flush it down the toilet, right? Isn't that what they recommend? Boy, I hated this stuff. And then you got the stool softener. Anyone up for some stool softener? Oh, my God. They should change it from stool softener to a stool pulverizer, because that's what it did. Oh, man, that was... that was rough. The show is on Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. I'll be doing a podcast a little bit later on after this one concludes with more talk with you. Thank you so much for being a supporter on Patreon. I appreciate it. It's just $5 or $10 a month for the extra Eric Zane Show bonus podcast. And I do one of those every single day. There's a lot more on Patreon, too. The Insane Asylum, which is my radio show that I do on Northern Michigan's WQON, which I record on my setup here, and then I send that off to them. Well, you get it commercial-free before it even hits the air. Also, Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia for cash from Bennett Fluoride Installation. You can win $25 if you beat Dale in trivia. This is all on Patreon. And then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Ben and I do a show each and every week. And then we have the Lost Zane recordings. I drop 2 episodes per week every Monday and every Friday. One dropped today. Okay. You got that. If you could, $5 or $10 a month, that would it really, really helps, by the way. It has been a godsend to have the Patreon. Thank you so much if you've been on board in the past. If you consider signing back up, that'd be great. And if you're on, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Or not. Or just listen to the free one. I have a mortgage specialist that is Mario Flores, the man with who is behind the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. Okay? Never been a better time to get a mortgage. Really low interest rates. Even if you're the type that's like, my credit stinks. There's no way I can get a mortgage. Let him figure that out. He's the professional. Don't diagnose your problem on your own. He'll take care of you. If not, some of you are right. Some are like, he's going to be like, oh, God, man, that guy's got a negative 300 credit score. There's no way you're getting a mortgage. He can help you come up with steps to get a mortgage. There are things you can do, and he's done that many, many times, okay? So any mortgage person can do this. Any mortgage person can work with first-timers, but nobody wants to, okay? Mario makes sure that he makes people who need a first-time mortgage a priority. Okay, because he knows that eventually they're going to figure it out, and then they're going to be returning customers. So think about him, 231-332-6505. Anywhere in the USA, you will love this guy. I'm telling you, he is great. Okay, so when it's time to get back in shape, F45 training in Byron Center, that's what I recommend. The beautiful community of Byron Center, Michigan is growing so fast. Oh, my gosh, this place is just awesome. And right in the middle of the town there. I mean, it's that type of small place. It's like right in town, there's a family fair where that's where you go for gossip, Starbucks coffee, get your food. And then a couple doors down from that is F45. All right? And the 45 stands for 45 minutes. F is for functional. And, man, the work you do, oh, my gosh, group exercise with a personal touch. You will love what they put you through. Hurts so good at F45 in Byron Center. Their website, f45training.com/Byron Center. Sign up and get a week free. Actually, just sign up for a week free, okay? And find out for yourself if you like it. F45 in Byron Center, Michigan. Okay, number one guy made the most money on Cameo was not Eric Zane. It is Kevin from The Office, Brian Baumgartner. He charges $299 per cameo. And he's a big get. I mean, seriously, that show is one of the most popular shows of all time, even as people just continue to watch it. I mean, that's just something to do. Everybody's watched every episode of The Office, it seems like. But this guy, Brian Baumgartner, who is the guy that I think when we were talking to him back in the radio days, we were interviewing him, and I was under the impression that the show was filmed in Scranton, Pennsylvania, like on location, which is such a dumb thing to do because everybody knows that when you make a show, you might just show the city of Scranton, but then everything is shot inside of the office, which is, probably in Hollywood or wherever they make movies. It's not actually, they don't go to Scranton to make the frickin' thing. So I got beat up pretty bad about that, and it was a lot of fun. But this guy, Brian Baumgartner, he will make over $1 million this year in bookings, said the dude who runs Cameo, Stephen Galanis. That's a lot of cameos because $299 isn't that steep for Cameo, frankly. $299, I did some math. If he were to earn $1 million, that is, or I should say if he's to do $1 million in bookings, he doesn't quite get $1 million. It's a percentage less. He'd have to do about 13 or 14 a day on average, every day of the year. Excuse me. In order to make that type of money. And that's not easy. Because if on those things, they show up and the people tell you what to say and what they'd like you to address, and then you kind of do your thing and you fill in the blanks. And he's pretty good at it, I'll admit. I think he does a really good job. This is how Brian Baumgartner sounds when he does one of his cameos.
Hello, Brianne. Brianne.
Love this guy.
Surprise. I know. I can't believe it's me either. Listen, your BF, your boyfriend, Colin, reached out to me and wanted me to send you this very special message. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your heart be gay. Bright may your days be long. Shoot. I should have looked up the words. Anyway, ho, 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 Brianne. Merry Christmas to you. I'm told you love Christmas, especially the music, which is why, I don't know, I guess I sang you a song. I'm told you're a big fan of The Office, and Colin tells me he's pretty sure you've seen all the episodes multiple times. Well, that is thumbs up from me. That's huge. That's what she said. Also, I'm told you love Disney. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendor.
Come on, you're losing it, Kevin. Bring it home.
Yeah, those words go away, too. Merry Christmas, Brianne. Colin wanted to wrap me up, stick a bow on me, and put me under the tree. I gave a hard no to that, but still wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
The app is brilliant.
Well, hello, you.
It's great. The fact that they put this together and then now it's taken off and so many people do these things. And these guys, I mean, he can do this to the day he dies because the show will always be popular because of it's been, I mean, people just love it. And I just love it. Cameos are a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed doing them. And I pride myself on my cameos, which is why the other day when John sent one along, oh, my God, I was mortified because for the first time ever in the 2 years that I've been doing them, I did not get it done in time. You have a certain amount of time, a finite amount of time, and then it says, oh, you don't want to do it. They never charged the guy, and I'm like, oh, no. And what he was doing was he wanted me to promote a very, very good cause. So I just remembered it when I saw this story, and I was like, well, you can still then do it for free. So I, of course, did it. And so this is how it sounded when John reached out to me. He just wanted me to promote his euchre tournament. He's got a sweet son who's under the weather. So better late than never. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dummy. John booked me for this, and then you have like a certain amount of days you can get it done, and then they go, you're clearly not going to do this. We're going to cancel it. Well, I'm finally getting around to it. What a joke. I'm so sorry, John. Oh, my gosh. John has a fantastic 12-year-old son who has Crohn's. And John has been working tirelessly with other family members to help enrich the life of his son, Adam, and help people who have Crohn's, which is just awesome. I just love the idea of doing this. And so the latest is a euchre tournament, which I freaking love euchre. I really do. So the Queen of the Forest and I will be going to the big euchre tournament at St. Mary's in beautiful Byron Center, Michigan on April 17th. That's not just a handful of months away. So I'm here to promote that. April 17th. It's a 5:30 start. It's $25. You get beer and wine, so that means the Queen of the Forest will be sauced and will stink. She'll renege every other hand. Oh my God, terrible. Bring money for the sweet stuff. It says raffle tickets, $10 items. So basically $25, but you're gonna spend like $500. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna have a great time too, because we're gonna be playing euchre, and there might even be a fight. Somebody might get a chair bashed over their head. So can you imagine at the kids' fundraiser at Adam's fundraiser for Crohn's? There's like a big brawl over the euchre game because Stan Kowalski got all upset because his partner went alone when he had it or something like that. So yeah, there you go. That is until April 17th. So I look forward to promoting this further on the show. And thanks for reaching out to me. And it's going to be awesome because he ends it with the raffle tickets. Of course, you can get $10 items available, include the infamous North Door Lifestyle Package. Now, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like trouble. So, okay, John, you're onto something here. This sounds like a really hell of a great time. April 17th at St. Mary's in Byron Center. Okay, have a good one. Thanks.
Okay, now, seriously, I cannot wait for this. Now, I know there's the pandemic, but this is several months from now. I'm hoping we'll be well into resurrecting the world. And let me just say, North Door, if I'm going to that, can you tell me if there's where St. Mary's is in Grand Rapids or West Michigan? Is that I don't know, look up Catholic churches named St. Mary's in West Michigan. Could you do that for me? There is like 10 of them? Is there one in like Door? So basically what I'm getting at is if I'm playing euchre with a bunch of these MAGA hat wearers, anti-maskers, I'm going to march in there and I'm going to kick all of your asses, first of all. The Queen of the Forest and I are going to kick all your asses in euchre. And I'm going to wear my respirator because I don't want to get your COVID. This is how I'm playing. I'm going to be wearing this. So, yeah, you can try your anti-mask bullshit with me. And then what I'll do is I'll beat your ass in euchre while I've got this mask on. And then that'll be it. So, yeah, we come for the anti-mask euchre party. I freaking love euchre. And none of this table talk bullshit. Is there anything worse than, okay, so I deal, and I flip the card, and then, it goes to the person to my left who's going to decide whether or not to call it up. And then they're sitting there looking, and they're pausing, and they're hemming, and they're hawing, and they're maybe, all that pausing and all that posturing, that's table talk, dick. You look at your cards, look at what's called up, decide, move to the next person. None of that. I hate that shit. It is the absolute worst. Just call it up or frickin' wait, and oh God. Oh man. So yes, that'll be a good time. All right. Looking forward to the euchre tournament. Thank you for reaching out. And sorry it took so long for me to get that done. A&E Heating and Cooling. Want you to know that you need to get that furnace checked out. $79 is all it takes. Call up Joe Martinez, 616-229-12. That's my personal phone number. Why am I giving that away? I don't know. 616-516-8579. What a jackass. Almost gave out my number. 616. Hell, you all have it anyway. 616-516-8579. A&E Heating and Cooling. Joe Martinez, get the checkup. Just get that thing checked up. That and the air conditioner twice a year. If you need new furnace install, he utilizes the Comfort Maker brands of furnaces and air conditioners. A&E Heating and Cooling. The best. Get 3 estimates. I always say that. Get the first 2 from whoever. I don't give a shit who. Make him the third. He's going to beat it. If he doesn't beat it, say, Zane said you'd beat it. He's going to go, all right, I'll beat it. 616-516-8579. Last but not least, my beloved friends. You're all my beloved friends. At Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, 616-532-6600 is their number. That is where the Great Food Giveaway will be taking place on December 23rd, Wednesday, December 23rd. They are pillars of the community. Oh, such great ass kickers, employing such amazing staff and just seriously helping so many people navigate in this horrible, horrible time that we have been thrown into. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, 616-532-6600. You have someone to fix your vehicle. Servicing domestic, Asian, and European models. Irvine's, the freaking best. Okay, again, a reminder on the Great Food Giveaway. If you want to help raise money for us giving away a ton of food on the Great Food Giveaway, you can send it along via Venmo. On Venmo, you just search at Great Food Giveaway. All right? It's that simple. Drop a little bit into our bucket. I don't care if it's $1. Oh, man, that would anything you can spare, because we want to feed as many people as possible. You can also send it along to the Queen of the Forest PayPal. I know that sounds strange to be sending money directly to these 2 spots. What happens to my money? I'll get to that in a second. Just for as a reminder, in case you're just hearing about this, at Diana Zaitunian, Zeitunian. All right. When it comes time to buying all that food for the Great Food Giveaway, I go to those 2 platforms and look at all this. I will document it and shoot a video of how the dollar amount that has rolled in, and I will reveal how much we were able to raise when this is all said and done, and then I will go to Meijer and buy that amount of food. Because basically the money's being put into my account. Oh, my God, this is a great spot to embezzle. No. That money immediately is spent buying all of this food, the hams, the rolls, the beans, the potatoes, the gravy, all of it, to feed as many people as possible for the Great Food Giveaway. That is the big thing that we are focusing on now. Kidney is done. Great Food Giveaway is the next big thing that we are doing to further this whole good vibe of helping each other, which is something that I think that we need to do. I am eternally grateful for your continued support of the show, especially during what has happened here during the Great Kidney Giveaway. I cannot believe it's done. The next time we speak on the free podcast, I will be back from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studios, and that's it, man. We set a goal. We talked about it from this entire time, from May. Let's see. I discovered it in my brain on May 16th, and then I think I told you that week, some point, that I was going to give away a kidney. And it would be totally understandable if some of you were like, yeah, maybe he'll change his mind later. I don't know if he's going to want to do this, or, oh boy, this seems like something that he might just sweep under the rug after a period of time, like a football bet or something. But no. We set the goal, and we took care of it. So the work has been done. Thank you, guys. I love you so much. Just kidding about that. I'm probably going to pay for that crack. Well. Thanks, folks. I love you very much. My ride into work song this morning, fittingly, is Closer to Home by Grand Funk Railroad. Have a great rest of your weekend, folks. It's Friday. Enjoy it. Until next time, bye-bye.